got magic fingers? Show me your magic fingers. Wiggle them at the TV. Wiggle, come on, bring out this finger. Wow, you guys are good. That was awesome. Okay, so now this book is about a girl named Annie and her cow named Honeybee. But remember how she said that my name is Crazy Annie? That was my name when I was a train robber? Who do you think that is? It's actually me. Yes. And this cow is a real cow that I had. When I'm done with the book, I'll show you a picture of her. But this is the story of how Honeybee helped me find my grave. Now once there was a girl named Annie who lived on a farm. It was an exciting place to live, but some things scared her. Like walking through the barnyard in the dark. Raise your hand if you're afraid of the dark. Or the grain room full of spiders. Yeah, still afraid of spiders.
I'm way more afraid of the dark than spiders.
She was also afraid of climbing high. Who's afraid of being in a high place?
I'm terrified of heights because my brother broke his leg one time.
But worst of all, she was afraid of being alone. Raise your hand if you're afraid of being alone sometimes. But then one day, a calf named Honeybee was born. She was small and weak, but walking helped her get stronger. Aren't you afraid of falling? Annie asked. A little, Honeybee replied, but I think I will find my grave. Well, how do you do that? Annie puzzled. By looking, of course. Is Honeybee looking upside down? Yeah. And by trying one scary thing at a time. When the sun went down, Annie was afraid to walk back to her house because it was too dark. Well, why don't you pretend to be a star? Honeybee said. A star? Why a star? Annie asked. Well, stars like the dark because it helps them shine brighter. Maybe the stars can help you find your grave. So Annie pretended to be a star, and suddenly the dark didn't seem so scary. Does it look like Annie's having fun? Is she really a star? No, it's all in her imagination. Is she using the power of her imagination to find her grave? Yeah. Who has an imagination in here? You guys already have the secret power to find your grave. How about that? Hey, one day Annie was fixing Honeybee's hair in pigtails. By the way, I really put the real cow's hair in pigtails too. But then, suddenly a spider dropped down from the rafters in the barn right next to Annie. Annie screamed. He's so spooky, she screeched. But he's so cute, Honeybee mooed, and tiny. Annie looked a little closer. I guess he is tiny. Maybe he's not so scary after all. See, finding your grave can be fun, Honeybee smiled. When Honeybee got bigger, she wanted Annie to climb on her back for a ride. But I might fall off, Annie stammered. But it might be an adventure, Honeybee said. Come on, let's find your grave. Yeah, it's stuck. That's the first time that's happened. Is Annie finding her grave? She's pretty high up on Honeybee though, isn't she? But is she noticing? She's too busy having fun, right? Yeah. Well, one night, they were watching the stars twinkle. What if I forget how to find my grave? Honeybee asked. Well, maybe you can find a way to remember before you forget, said Honeybee. So Annie started drawing all of their brave adventures on paper. And as their adventures grew, her collection of drawings did too. It was fun to remember all the ways that Honeybee had helped her. Well, one day, Honeybee had to go away to a new home, and Annie was afraid to be alone. Just remember to find your grave, Honeybee whispered. But it was hard to do. Until Annie remembered all of the drawings that she had made of their adventures together. And that's when she realized she didn't feel lonely anymore. Because Honeybee had helped her find her grave. The end. Now, do you guys have any questions about the story before we jump into a really fun activity? If you have any questions about the story or about how to find your brave, now's your chance. All you have to do is raise your hand, but then cover your mouth to make sure that the question doesn't slip out. And then whoever is raising their hand, I'll pick on. Do you have a question? What is it? How did Honeybee find her brave? For some reason, Honeybee just always knew how to find a brave inside of her. She knew from day one that she had a brave inside, and then she just used it all the time. Can we learn how to do that? Is it hard to do, to find our brave? Yeah, but guess what? Just like when you're trying to learn how to climb on the monkey bars or do something like learning how to spin a rope, does that just take practice? Yeah? So do we need to practice finding our brave? Yeah, you just keep practicing. And even if you don't find your brave one time, you just say, it's okay, I'll keep practicing and I'll learn how to find my brave all the time like Honeybee, right? That was a great question. Thank you.